Yo, what's going on, True Blazer fans? It's Tori, and in this video today we're going to be talking about 5 targets that the Portland Trail Blazers should pursue in this summer's free agency period. True Blazer Fan is the #1 content provider on YouTube for Blazer fans like yourself, so make sure you hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already done so. As for me, I have an NBA oriented channel that doesn't cater to Blazer fans, so if you're an NBA fan in general and you want some more broad NBA content, go check out my channel as well. The link will be in the description below. With all that being said, let's jump into the targets that I think the Portland Trail Blazers should pursue come July 1st. Yes, that's tomorrow. It's almost July. So these are some names that I hope to see come across my Twitter feed when July 1st hits. So we're going to split this into 2 different sections. Players that I think could be available with the taxpayer mid-level exception, which is more realistic because the Portland Trail Blazers are likely to be paying the luxury tax this summer. Since they're over the salary cap, they only have their mid-level exception to use, so we're not going to be talking about LeBron James or Paul George or guys that aren't possible to sign because of the salary cap issues that the Portland Trail Blazers sadly have. Portland's likely paying too much money to bring in somebody via sign and trade because Portland would be hard capped at a salary around $125 million if they brought in somebody via sign and trade, and they're gonna have to repay, and they're gonna have to pay Jusuf Nurkic, and they already have $112 million committed to their roster without including what they're going to be paying him. So it's really not possible to bring in somebody via sign and trade. So we're just talking about this mid-level exception. So starting with the taxpayer, the first target is Wayne Ellington, who played for the Miami Heat last season. He's a lights-out three-point shooter, loves shooting deep threes, is able to hit very tough shots, and while he's only a 38% three-point shooter, he's one of the most lethal shooters in the league because of how quickly he can catch fire and how he can carry a dead offense just by himself. He's a very hard guy to guard because he will hit it with a hand in his face, and this is a guy that I would like playing 20-some minutes off the bench at the backup shooting guard position. Of course, you can slide CJ McCollum over to backup point guard because it looks like Portland's not going to have Shabazz Napier this season. Wayne Ellington's pretty much only a shooting guard, but there is enough minutes there behind CJ, with CJ playing some point guard, where Wayne Ellington could help spread the offense for the Portland Trail Blazers. They do need more spacing. He could create more space for Lillard and Nurkic pick and rolls, Nurkic post-ups. Harkless likes to post up a little bit, and the more space for those actions, the better. The second taxpayer mid-level exception target that I think Portland should pursue is Mario Hezonja from the Orlando Magic. Now, this was a guy who a few years ago was drafted 5th overall, and the Magic did not pick up his most recent option, so instead of being a restricted free agent, Hezonja is an unrestricted free agent. It's very rare that a guy this young with this type of potential that was picked this high is an unrestricted free agent this early in his career. But Portland is known for taking players that have underachieved, that haven't really done much in their careers, like Mo Harkless and Shabazz Napier, and turning them into legit players. Of course, Napier and Harkless both had stints with the Orlando Magic, and both were not good in that situation, which isn't really a surprise because the Magic aren't really a good franchise and aren't really a good position for a young player to develop. So maybe Portland does it again with Mario Hezonja, signing him in free agency, giving him some minutes at the small forward position because he is 6'8", so he can play at that spot, and Portland definitely needs some help there and some scoring punch, and that's what Mario Hezonja gives you. He's a very good shooter, even though he's somewhat streaky, and he can put the ball on the floor, and he has some athleticism, and he has a decent tool package. He just needs a position and a situation to help him put it all together, and I think Portland could be the right option for him. The third option I have is power forward Ersan Ilyasova, who started last season with the Atlanta Hawks and finished it with the Philadelphia 76ers. With the 76ers potentially pursuing LeBron James and maybe Paul George and maybe trading for Kawhi Leonard this offseason, Ersan Ilyasova might not be in their plans. Even if they did look to resign Ilyasova might move on for a decent contract if he's paid enough money. I think that taxpayer mid-level exception and that $5 million per year is right in range with Ersan Ilyasova's market value, and this is a guy that could give Portland a scoring punch at the power forward position. So signing somebody like Ilyasova could make Aminu expendable via trade. Maybe some team wants him and they are able to get decent value back for Aminu, or Portland could elect not not to resign Ed Davis, slide Zach Collins over to the backup center position, and roll with Ersan Ilyasova and Al-Farouq Aminu as their power forwards. Ilyasova is a decent defender, so he won't hurt Portland on that end, and then he's also a very good offensive player as a guy that can shoot the ball and put the ball on the floor at 6'9". So I really like him as a fit in Portland. Now for the full mid-level exception, Portland would have to make some moves to create space. They'd probably have to trade Myers Leonard or Maurice Harkless or Evan Turner without getting anything back in terms of salary. They'd also have to have Jusuf Nurkic accept his qualifying offer, which is around $4.5 million a year, in order to have enough money to offer the full mid-level exception. But this is $8.6 million, so Portland could get a very decent player with this money. The first target is a familiar name, and that is Will Barton, who obviously he liked playing in Portland and he was good friends. The last option is another small forward, but he has a little more versatility, and that is Tyreke Evans. He can definitely play shooting guard or point guard. He actually started out as a point guard in Sacramento to start his career, and he is basically a superstar version of Evan Turner. Now, Tyreke Evans isn't a superstar, but if you compare him to Evan Turner, he sure looks like it because he can distribute, he can handle a ball, he can play some defense, but he can also hit threes. He shot over 40% from there this past season, and he's just a much better player than Evan Turner, even though he kind of plays the same style. Now, I don't know what Neil Olshey was looking for in Evan Turner when he made that signing, but whatever he was looking for, Tyreke Evans should be able to produce it. He barely made $2 million last season as he signed late in free agency with the Memphis Grizzlies, and that's due to some injury concerns that he's had in the past, and those concerns could keep his value low enough to put Portland in play for him as a free agent. Portland could sell Tyreke as being a starter on a playoff contending team, and I really like the idea of Tyreke setting up CJ and Dame in the Portland offense, as well as facilitating some more ball movement within the offense because the offense was just too stagnant last year. Tyreke would be a great target for Portland. So that's all I got for now, true Blazers fans. This has been Tori. Hope you guys have an amazing day. Peace out. Go Blazers.